Ace Jamaican DJ Buju Banton was in Belize recently, where he met with politicians and young members, also had meetings and mediation in an attempt to help curb crime in that country.
To understand from their perspective what's going on in their mind, how do they see themselves being a change and the change that they want to see, how do they see themselves being stakeholders in this great country as opposed to furthering our fostering a part of ruination for this great nation. So that was what it was. It wasn't just a speech of someone beating a podium or a lecture. We're sitting down on the same level, talking as peers and adults about the current situation in the country. Not having the basic necessities of the hospital to heal, to save a life, it touches you. And then you realize that, people turn to other alternative ways to express themselves, which most times are violent. Violence express themselves because a lack of a channel to express themselves, a lack of opportunity to focus on something else. And these are some of the issues presenting the more impoverished communities that are looked down upon as the dregs of society, so to speak.
The power and the influence that somebody like Buju Banton can have, especially on the lives of our young men from Belize City. And so it certainly was a surreal exchange, but at the same time a very real and a very raw exchange. And I think it was a really good idea for us to not have the cameras. I know the media is not fond of that, but at the same time there needed to be that type of real discussion. And I definitely appreciate having been a part of it. I know that at times as politicians, egos can get in the way and that sort of thing, but at the end of the day, crime is everybody's business. And so when the leader of the opposition contacted me yesterday, I did not hesitate. I said, we have to have this meeting. Whatever we can do to stem the tide of violence that rears its head every so often, we have to bring in those people who can influence and change the mindset. In this new approach of this administration, you may say you've seen it before, but to be quite frank and honest, we've never had this type of buy-in from the members of the Leadership Intervention Unit, totally non-political. You have people on there who support the United Democratic Party, who sit on that board and who advise and give us that guidance. And so,
out of them, but I really wanted to have a say to the influencers today in the streets, as we believe they are, in the presence of Minister Musa and my party leader Shine, that listen, we want to hear some solutions. The presence of a person we all know, Buju Banton, hopefully that would have gotten their attention. But in the presence of all of them, I let them know, from my perspective, that you cannot negotiate with guns in your hands. Nobody is going to listen to you, and nobody is going to hear what you have to say if you're killing each other. Complaint about land, complaint about this, we had to remind them that lands have been given to them before, jobs have been given to them before, business opportunity have been given to them before, and still it hasn't stopped. So what is it that you really, really want? And it was a tough discussion, but a meaningful discussion, and if it is going to lead to reduce violence, then I'm all for it.
The young members were not too pleased with the outcome because, in their own words, they said they felt that they're being preached to as against being listened to.
Roots has contributed so much to the Historyman career. So this is a way of giving back to Roots FM. Dudley Thompson program should also get a sponsor because one day, what's the verdict? Maybe 4, 5, 6 times. So of course, after Jasmine, we're gonna ensure that we look forward that we do a sponsor and what's the verdict also.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Because that's how it is. We have to just give back to the people who give to us. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Jamaica defeated Dominican Republic by 5-1 in their World Cup qualifier at Savannah Park. Coach Blaine spoke about that win.
Good performance. We built up from the first game, we played Bermuda, and I think we entertained the support. Today, if you notice the first half, Damrep started out very well. They scored an early goal, and I thought it would have put them on the back foot, but it didn't. But the problem we're having is that we're very indisciplined in midfield. Our two central midfielders are running out and leaving big spaces for their two forwards dropping into the pocket. And so we're conceding a lot of space there. We adjusted in the second half, and it paid dividends. You can see that they couldn't penetrate it more like that. They had to be circling the ball around. So I think that one adjustment did it. And then we brought in Kayla McCoy, who is also a forward, but she plays well in midfield. She stays in midfield. She's very disciplined. Then it was just started coming. I think our fitness and the tactical discipline with the team proved well for us. Kind of overcome Damrep. I don't think they could handle us. We could see their fitness waning.
More stories. Winning Manning Cup coach of KC Ludlow Bernard is set to leave the North Street-based institution. According to sources, Bernard is set to meet with the principal of KC, Mr. Dave Merrick, to discuss his departure. Bernard also coaches Aberview in Jamaica's Premier Football League. And the British Olympic team, that won silver in the men's 4x1 in Tokyo Olympic Games last year, have been asked to return their silver medals after CJ Uja tests positive twice for a banned substance. The other three include Zeldin Hughes, Richard Kilty, and Nathaniel Miller-Blake have been asked to return their medals after the event. So Canada will not get the silver, and China upgrade to bronze, and Jamaica will move from 5th to 4th at the Olympic Games. So again, England, Spring Relay team 4x1 have been asked to return their silver medals.